Yeah, man! Hello, my name is Miguel, and today I'm gonna make for you homemade sweet and sour sauce chicken chunks. Alright, so you're gonna need about a pound of chicken parts. We're gonna marinate it. This is a marinade. You're gonna need 2 tablespoons of flour. I'm just using half the amount. 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, quarter teaspoon of baking soda and baking powder, and a quarter teaspoon of sea salt, and 2 tablespoons of water, and a teaspoon of cooking oil, and a tablespoon and a half of cooking wine, sherry. Alright, so I'm going to prepare the chicken first because I just want to get this part out of the way. Alright, so these chicken parts, I bought them in the supermarket. No, I bought them in the wholesale. Alright, so just do as you see me doing and just remove the skin from the chicken's leg. See, what I like to do is use a knife in my right hand and then hold the chicken in my left hand, and then kind of use the knife and then hold the skin and then pull it apart. And the ones them that I can rip it off with my hands, I just do that. This thigh piece now tends to have a lot of fat around the edges, so that's what I'm doing with the knife, just using the knife to just kind of trim the fat off, and the muck, anything that's not chicken's flesh, just trim that off. Get in between the bone part and remove the clogged blood. And the fat. Sorry, I don't have a chopping board, but I just have this bag. I just use it and throw everything out at the same time. I'm just smelling the chicken to see if it's rotten. Alright. See, what I realize with these wholesale chicken, because they keep them frozen, they tend to be fresh or good more than the supermarkets, because the supermarket defrost them and want them to be ready for you to cook right away. And when they don't sell and they're out all day, the supermarkets ones tends to, in my opinion, I don't know. But I noticed I've been buying from the wholesale lately, and none of these chicken are spoiled. They might look away, but if once you clean it up, look at these. These look clean. I think I'm pretty, just like I've always said chicken should look. The wing had a little funny smell, so I'm just kind of washing it off properly. Alright, so just do as you see me doing, and just use sprinkle a couple drops of white vinegar, distill the white vinegar, and water, and then kind of use your fingers and wash in between the chicken parts properly, and then rinse it off with fresh water, running water. Alright, so the wings, the one piece of wing that came with this 1 pound of chicken parts, I cut that already. This is a leg. See, I'm using my palm, right, where the tough part of my palm, and kind of use the elbow grease and hit it. If not, you can use an hammer you can use a hammer and hit it a clean one, just clean it off properly. Or you know what? You can use a sharp knife. I saw somebody downtown use a sharp knife and she just hold it one side and just cut it off. I was like, whoa, this is what the people them keep on saying. I need a sharp knife. I don't like getting cut, man. That's why. Alright, so do as you see me doing and cut the chicken parts in chunks, about 1.5 inches, about 1 inch, between 1.5 inches pieces. Alright, now I'm just shifting the chicken chunks one side, so I'm gonna make the batter. But it's recommend that you make the batter in the container first before you add the chicken chunks. Alright, so because I'm not using plenty chicken, so I'm just using 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of flour, any flour, whether it be just flour. Oh yes, and you can do these chicken chunks dry fried, like we're just using the flour alone, just add a pinch of salt. Alright, so you add a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Now add a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Now a teaspoon of cooking oil. I'm just using half of this tablespoon. About 1.5 tablespoons of cooking wine, sherry. Now add 2 tablespoons of water. If you want to be as skilled as I am, just kind of mix out the liquid batter properly before you coat the chicken chunks. Just mix it smooth. Once it's smooth, then you coat the chicken, the bone-in chicken chunks thoroughly. Alright, so cover it and put it aside for later. It's important you cover it because the wine will, evaporate. You just keep it covered. Alright, this is my pineapple. This is where I'm going to get the juice. It's really a syrup, but I recommend that you use pineapple juice. Alright, so you use your opener. Well, you need pineapple. So we need about a couple slices of pineapple and 1/2 cup of pineapple juice. Alright, so I'm going to add the ingredients in a small saucepan before I put it on the stove. The ingredients are 1/4 cup sugar, granulated sugar, 1/4 cup white vinegar, 1/4 cup, 1/2 cup water, 1/2 cup pineapple juice, 3 tablespoons ketchup, 1 tablespoon cornstarch, an onion, and a small carrot. Alright, so measure and add the water. You see, I already know because I test the ingredients and know how sweet I want this. But if you want it sweet, quarter cup of sugar works for me. It's not sweet. It's just, a nice flavor. Add a 1/4 cup of white vinegar. What I'm saying though, you're going to add the ingredients, we're going to mix it. And you can add the sugar and taste it before you start cooking it. I add the sugar portion by portion. So what I do is just cut the carrot in half and then cut that half in half and then put the flat end down on a chopping board so it's easy, so it won't move. And then you can cut, it's easier to cut carrot sticks then. Or you can use the shredder, the 4-sided shredder, and look for the side that does it long and then shred it. I just chop the onion in half, remove the outer skin. Alright, this is a small onion, so just take the leaves apart. If it was a large onion, you'll chop the onion in quarters and then you'll take the leaves apart. cut little pineapple chunks or little pineapple pieces. Alright, so if you like your sauce sweet, taste it, and then if it's not to your liking, you can add more sugar. Alright, I just used half the quarter cup. So now I'm adding the other half. So it's really one straight quarter cup of granulated sugar. Alright, so mix the sugar in properly before you taste it. Alright, so this is my second tablespoon of ketchup. Alright, so I'm just tasting it to see if the flavor is just right. Alright, so get a piece of ginger, a small piece, say quarter inch piece of ginger, and then peel it properly and then add it. Alright, so now put to heat the same saucepan here that I'm using, a small saucepan that we've been adding the ingredients. Put the stove gauge on low and kind of stir, simmer. On low and just let it stay, but watch it. Alright, remember I told you this is my third tablespoon of ketchup. Third tablespoons of ketchup. Alright, so mix it in, mix it in. Alright, it's been a minute between two. This is what it looks like. See the sugar and the cornstarch and the few little ketchup that we use is gonna thicken the liquid. And give it a nice, rich, homemade sweet and sour sauce. Alright, so do as you see me doing and just mix it, mix and simmer, and kind of, if you can lift the saucepan and kind of ease it off the heat a little. Stove gauge is on low. Alright, just let it stay. I'm watching it. It's been about 4 minutes now. It's thickening. 5 minutes going on to 6. See how you can see the sauce forming right now. If you could smell the aroma, you'll know that, well, it looks just like sweet and sour sauce. So it smell, the aroma is just like sweet and sour sauce. Alright, so you see it transforms. You see it transformed in front of your face. Or you see it transforming in front of your face. Alright, so do as you see me doing. Lift the saucepan off the heat somewhat and kind of use the spoon and stir and simmer. If you want it a little spicy, you can add a little bit of shredded chili pepper, but I'm not going to. I did a spicy sweet and sour sauce, so you can check that one out. Spicy sweet and sour chicken wings. Alright, so this is what you want. A nice, thick, rich, juicy, not sweet, homemade sweet and sour sauce. It's been 7 minutes. The stove's been on slow all this time. I keep on stressing the pepper, because you could use for decoration, like for decor. You could add like at the end, you add like a quarter piece of diced paprika, like the red one, paprika. But you're gonna see what I'm gonna do. Alright, so once the sauce is thick, you're liking, rich and nice and juicy. Look at that. Just pour it out in a container. Alright, so take your chopped onions, carrot, pineapple, and kind of add it to the sauce. Alright, so you just keep it covered and just let it marinate. The sauce is awesome, man. The sauce is so delicious. Alright, now we're gonna deep fry our chicken chunks, our bone-in chicken chunks. Alright, so put to heat a medium-sized saucepan. Put the stove gauge on 4, medium-low, and just allow the saucepan to dry out. Stove gauge is on 4, medium-low. Allow the pan to dry out. This is our chicken chunks, bone-in chicken chunks. It's been soaking in our liquid batter, liquid flour batter. Just kind of mix it in, make sure the chicken are all coated evenly. You know, it kind of settled at the bottom, so you just want to just kind of mix it up back before you add it to the heating oil. Alright, just allow. Alright, minute between two. The saucepan is dried, don't have no oil, don't have no water in it. That's important, because if you add the oil to the water with water in it, it's gonna splash and create this kind of bag of noise. So add coconut oil, any cooking oil, quarter way up the saucepan, not halfway, because if you add it halfway, it will overflow and mess your stove up and might cause fire. Alright, it's been sitting for about 5 minutes. The stove's gauge is on 4, medium low. Once you see a little smoke, that's a sign to say it's ready. Alright, so coat your chicken pieces, coat your bone-in chicken chunks thoroughly before you add it to the heating oil, and add them piece by piece. Make sure it's not dripping liquid batter. So you add them one behind the other. See, watch it. Watch the oil to see if it's gonna overflow. Alright, so once you do that, let it stay and fry for about a minute before you move it. About 30 seconds, 40 seconds between a minute before you move it. Alright, like I said, so within that time, you just use a tall spoon like this and kind of separate the pieces. Make sure they're not sticking. Make sure it's not sticking at the bottom. Make sure all the pieces are separated, and then frying separately. Just be careful, because remember now you're dealing with heating oil, and this spoon, if you don't handle it properly, you can splash up oil on yourself. So just be mindful of everything. Alright, allow. Alright, it's been 7 minutes. The stove's gauge is on 4, medium low. I didn't move it. I didn't shift the chicken pieces every minute. I just allowed it to stay and fry. Alright, so let's go through, kind of flip the pieces that was at the bottom to the top, and kind of look at them and make sure that the ones that's not cooking, you kind of shift them down, and then allow. Don't shift it and move it everything the time, just allow. The stove's gauge is on 4, medium low. 12 minutes of my hand flashing to indicate 12 minutes. Alright, so the chickens are nice and golden brown, but because we're deep frying bone-in chicken, you want to make sure that it's cooked properly, because you know we third world country like to chew our bones. So the better it cooks, the better it is. The better it cook, the better it eat. Alright, so it's been 14 minutes. 12 between 14 minutes, I would tell you. Let's remove your bone in chicken, your fried bone in chicken chunks from the heating oil. Remove the cooked pieces first, and the ones that still need a little cookie, just leave those last. You know, wings. Some people say wings cook fast, but sometimes wings, because of the skin, it will have a spoilish thing to it. So for me, what I do is just wash it up properly with white vinegar and then cook it longer than normal. Wings. to get off that skin taste if it's near spoiling. Alright, so do that. Alright, so now we're gonna pour our homemade sweet and sour sauce over our fried bone-in chicken chunks. Alright, so if you can use a bigger container, but because I just like using these like yellow bowl that I've been using, I just maintain the theme. Alright, so pour your juicy homemade sweet and sour sauce over your chicken pieces. And like I said, if you can use a bigger container, then you'll be able to stir and coat the chicken pieces properly. Visit JamaicaDinners.com for the recipe. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and fry your own sweet and sour chicken meal. And give us feedbacks. Alright, so this is sweet and sour chicken chunks. Bone-in chicken chunks. Alright, so like I was saying, I have to take some of the pieces out so I can complete this video by showing you that it's important to coat the chicken properly. Homemade bone-in chicken, sweet and sour with sweet and sour sauce. That was so wrong. Homemade sweet and sour sauce, bone-in chicken chunks. Alright, so this is the same homemade sweet and sour bone-in chicken chunks with the sauce over it now. Visit JamaicaDinners.com for the recipe. Subscribe, like, share, and get my books. Alright, my time. This is one of my favorite meals. Whenever I eat, almost every video I say the same thing. Whenever I eat out at any Chinese restaurant, this is what I buy. Sweet and sour chicken. There was this one restaurant, this was like 5 years ago, in Halfway Tree, man. They used to have the best sweet and sour sauce, because here in Jamaica, most of the sweet and sour sauce that they're serving in restaurant is red, and to me don't taste properly. A lot of people seems to like it, but I don't. I like the genuine sweet and sour sauce. Yeah, I'm being kind of sloppy. Sorry for that. I just want to use the same plate that I've been using. Alright, the chicken is juicy, not sweet. The gravy, obviously, the same. The pineapple kind of just added, kind of make it right. And this one restaurant used to have the awesome fried rice with sweet and sour chicken. Did they used to use? No, they used to make chicken balls. Like how you saw me make chicken balls, that's what they did. And theirs was like the one I made with genuine, you get the flour around it, the dough, but it's mostly chicken. But since lately, because everybody cutting back, I don't know, some of them the quality is just not there again. So why go to a restaurant when I can cook myself? But you know, sometimes I don't cook every day, so I have to eat out sometime. This meal is awesome. As you can probably tell, I'm hungry. I'm just eating away. This is probably the fastest you ever saw me eat. And the fact that I love sweet and sour chicken. Well, you saw me eat this food fast. Not as fast as how Mrs. Some people eat, but still it was pretty fast. Yeah, I used to eat fast when I was a child. I can't eat fast now. I probably choke or something. I have to take my time and eat. When I was a child, I remember I was so impatient to swallow the food, man. The food used to feel like it's stuck in my throat. It was funny now that I'm thinking about it. Alright, so you saw me eat this small plate of food. I would have chewed this piece of bone, but it's like there's nothing to chew. It's not the soft part of the bone. Alright, you see the chicken I'm gonna show you. Alright, see ya. We like
Yeah, man.
cooked properly. Look at that. I bite the top of it and I break it so you can see no blood is in it.